Mr. Ajala has cancer.
Do you know what that means?
Mr. Ajala has leukemia.
This is the type of cancer that affects the blood that is made inside your bones.
All right, I need you to really use your imagination during our demonstration of what leukemia is.
This is Dr. Sarah.
So leukemia is a disease of the bone, of the blood-forming elements in your bone.
She's going to help us understand leukemia.
Okay, so here's his bone. Now he's got this, I can feel it. He's got this really solid bone. But on the inside of his bone, there's a really spongy part. Does anybody know what that's called?
What is the spongy part inside of a bone called?
Bone marrow.
Bone marrow, that's right. And it's in this bone marrow where your blood-making factory is. This is a bone, and so is this, all right? We're going to have a bone that's doing the job it should, making a blood factory, and we're going to make a bone that's doing what it isn't, not making a good blood factory.
What does healthy bone marrow produce?
First, we are going to make a healthy bone marrow. Okay, so in our bone, first of all, we have some red blood cells. Can you dump some red blood cells in there? You can put them in with your hand. Does anybody know what red blood cells do?
What do red blood cells do?
They give you energy.
They give you energy. They carry oxygen. They have iron in it. They're energy-making cells. Now, also in our healthy blood, we have white blood cells. Could you please put some white blood cells? Fill it up fill it up to about there. What do white blood cells do?
What do white blood cells do?
They attack germs, bacteria, and viruses.
They attack diseases and sickness.
They
and
do.
Bacteria.
Bacteria. What else do they attack? Yes. Germs. What kind of germs?
Ooh.
Begins with a V. Yes. Viruses. They'll go and they eat it. Kind of like Pac-Man. They surround it, they eat it, and they kill it. Now there's one other kind of cell in our bone marrow, and they are called platelets. And I need someone to put a few platelets into our healthy bone or blood-making factory. Does anybody know what a platelet does?
What do platelets do?
They help stop the bleeding.
Help stop the bleeding. Oh, perfect. It is, another word to use them would be called zip cells. They zip you up when you're bleeding. Okay, so now we have a very healthy blood-making factory here inside our bone marrow. Okay? All right, so now let's talk about when you have leukemia.
Do you remember the 3 different cells produced by bone marrow?
Red blood cells. That give you energy.
White blood cells.
That attack germs, bacteria, and viruses.
And platelets.
That help you stop bleeding and heal.
And this is the end of section 1.
Watch section 2 to find out how a bone with leukemia cells is different.